Just hearing his voice. Ooh, it's like an area of effects kind of thing. That's cool. Man, it's so interesting just how, like, the dynamic of all this right now. It's crazy. Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope y'all are having a good day. I just finished up work. It's Friday. Thank God it's the weekend and we get to watch some Shippuden now together. What a way to jump into the weekend, right? It's funny, I was actually just chatting with a patron. Shout out to Jason. We were just catching up and we were sending each other pictures of our fur babies. Jason's got some cats too. Man, lots of fun connecting with y'all all the time. It's probably the part of this whole YouTube Patreon journey at this point that I've loved the most, is just talking with y'all. So I always appreciate y'all reaching out. But yeah, let's go ahead and recap the character ratings from last time. We gave MVP and best moment to Sai. What a surprise. Mr. Sai making a little bit of a turnaround, although we'll see by the end of this. Gave him MVP for kind of for capturing Kabuto, pretty much I guess backtracking from where he was putting his allegiance, and it's still mysterious. Who knows really what his motivation is with how it got left off of the last episode, but I did just love how he was curious by Naruto and these bonds, right? It made him second kind of like not want to just blindly follow his orders. And the best moment was, of course, him remembering his brother, and not just remembering it, but like he remembered what he wanted to actually draw. And that was such a sweet moment, man. That was really good. Very solid writing there. No funny moment last time. And then for the Sacco, of course, to little bitch boy Kabuto, being snarky as always. He deserves that Sacco, man. Fuck him. But yeah, I think with that being said, we can go ahead and get into these episodes. If y'all enjoy this, drop a like, comment, all the good YouTube stuff. Check out the Patreon if you want early access, or if you just want to chat a little bit more. Like I said, I have so much fun chatting with y'all, and y'all can obviously do that through the YouTube comments too. But Patreon, we have direct. Even if you just want to join for free, where there's like a community post and stuff like that. Maybe I need to start a Discord. What do y'all think? Do I need to start a Discord channel so we can all chat and catch up? That'd be a good way to do it too. But yeah, let's go and get it to y'all. Actually, y'all, I just noticed that these episodes, there's 3 left in this arc, so I think we'll probably just, editor, you'll know what to do, but I think we'll just finish off all 3 here. It doesn't make sense to leave one, so maybe we'll end with another triple drop here. Solid. Son of a... It's gonna happen. But is Sai going to kill him?
Saiのバッグの中にあった。これは暗部の者が己のターゲットを記す暗殺リスト、いわばビンゴブックだ。
暗殺リスト。
Bingo. Oh no, dude.
バツ印、何なんです？
ターゲットをすでに抹殺したという印だろう。
でも、なんでそんなものをサイが？
見ろ。
これって、サスケ。なんでサイが？
妊婦、超重機が。まだバツ印がついていない。
Yet, yeah, keyword.
そういうことだったのか。
どういうことだってばよ。
サイ、あいつの任務はオロチマルと団蔵とのパイプ
So he lied.
じゃなかった。
Dude, this is crazy, man.
の極秘任務は。
So is he even supposed to extend a alliance to Orochimaru? Or is it just to kill Sasuke? Man, Naruto put his trust in him too after their connection.
あるわけねえってばよ。だってさっきあいつはサスケを助けるって。それに本当に ここ
Yeah.
兄さんに見せたかった二人の夢の絵を。
今までと違ってあいつはもう
それが全部ナルトを出し抜くための芝居だったとしたら。
僕は団蔵様の手足だ。僕は存在しない。だから僕に何を言っても無意味なんだよ。
It's a pretty pessimistic view now.
地主ならやりかねないよ。これを見ろ。サスケの隣に乗っているこの男、霧隠れの上人で木の葉に対し強硬姿勢を示していた男だ。
サイが
Jonin, wow.
たんですね。
簡単に倒せる相手じゃなかったはずだ。それを抹殺したということは、おそらくありとあらゆる手段を講じたはず。他人を出し抜くための芝居などは日常茶飯事だったろう。
笑顔は目的を達するために。
騙されたな、君のさっきの作り笑い。しかし作り笑いにもそんな使い方があるんだね。覚えておくよ。
おめえは殴られて何ヘラヘラしてん
Dude, this sucks to watch, man.
笑顔が一番。
Freaking sigh.
作り笑いでもね、意外とみんな騙される。そう本に書いてあった。
このビンゴブックに記されている人物を一人一人見ればよくわかる。サイは木の葉に対する危険人物の処理に当たっていたんだ。サスケもその危険人物の一人。
Well, he for sure had me fooled last episode. I was all feeling nice and warm by Sai. So heartfelt.
団蔵の目的はオロチマルの新たなる肉体サスケを葬ることだった。そのためにサイはオロチマルに近づこうとしたんだ。木の葉を裏切ったわけではなかった。ただ木の葉のためにと武闘派の考えそうなことだ。
Yep.
ここでごちゃごちゃ話しててもしょうがねってばよ。サイがどんな命令を受けたとか、団蔵ってやつが何を考えてるかなんてどうでもいい。刻も早くサイと合流してサスケを見つけ出すことが重要だ。
確かにナルトの言う通りだね。さっきサイのチャクラを感じた。急いで向かうよ。
ああ、分かったってばよ。
サイがサスケくんを狙ってるのだとしたら、私が絶対に止めてみせる。
Intriguing, man. I still
誰だ
a little don't know who to really believe or where Sai really falls here.
でも僕はもう先手を取っている。目的は何だ。団蔵様の目的は君を葬ること。僕は君を
サイ、
木の葉へ連れ帰る。
Yo, okay. See, there's still more here. More.
最も最初は君を殺すつもりで来たんだけど。
Yeah, dude. Damn.
あいつは誰よりも俺のことを認めて
My emotions are just like. Why are you doing this to me? What's the author's name? Kishimoto or something like that? Why are you doing this to me?
救うためなら何だってやるさ。お前とだって組んでやる。たとえバラバラにされようが、俺はオロチマルからサスケを奪い返してやるんだってばよ。サスケは俺の友達だ。やっとできた大切なつながりだ。
I'm glad that wasn't all just a fake, man. I've been really sad if Sai was just like that, like
守ってみたい。
much of a sociopath, basically. I think I missed that last part of that,
つなが
but
り。そんなことのために俺の眠りを邪魔したのか。
oh man.
サイのチャクラだ。
あっちの方ね。
Naruto looks pissed. I hope there's not one big misunderstanding now too.
サスケくんか。寝起きは機嫌が悪いからね。
Who doesn't, man? Those people just wake up and they're ready to go with something else. I'm a light sleeper and I still like take time to get into a good mood. Need my coffee, that's for sure. Don't talk to me until I have my coffee. I hate all those memes.
さすがですね。僕の術を強引に振りほどくとは。
So cool, man. I love the CG shots. It works so well in like these like long, never-ending halls.
見つけた。
さくら
Oh, please don't punch him.
あんた本当は何が狙いなの？私たちを何回裏切れば気が済むの？
Just hearing his voice. That was really good animation. Her grabbing side, the facial expressions. Oh. Just so cool. Look at that aura, man. That's some aura right there. Yeah, this is not the shape Naruto needs to be meeting Sasuke in. Yeah, there we go. Curse mark and all.
ナルトか。お前までいたのか。なら、カカシもいるのか。
カカシさんでなくて残念だけど、僕が代理だ。これからカカシ班は君をこの葉に連れ帰る。
Good luck. There's no way he's gonna want to.
カカシ班か。
Damn, he almost looks like dead in the eyes a little bit.
サイ、あなたやっぱり。
He's gonna say something.
穴埋めか。
He's gonna announce that he's gonna take him back too.
やつが入ったもんだな。ナルトと俺のつながりを守りたいだのなんだの。
Okay, or Sasuke's gonna say it.
サイ、あなたの任務はサスケくんを。
確かに僕の極秘任務はサスケくんの暗殺だった。けど命令はもういい。今は自分の考えで動きたい。ナルトくんが思い出させてくれそうなんだ。僕の昔の気持ちを。
Gonna
とても大切だった気がする。
be able to help him even more, man.
僕は君のことをよく知らないけど、ナルト君やさくらさんがここまで必死に君を追うのには何か訳がある。君とのつながりを切るまいとつなぎ止めておこうと必死になっている。僕にはまだはっきりとは分からないけどサスケ君、君には分かっているはずだ。
ああ、分かっていた。
Damn, gave it all up.
だから断ち切った。ふざけんなー！上等だ！
Bring back all the pain for Sasuke, man. Yeah, look, he's still feeling it all. I think that makes sense considering he's just been probably training, right? That's it. Not actually like processing all this. Just, yeah, internalizing the hatred.
俺には別のつながりがある。兄との憎しみっていうつながりだな。
Good stuff, man. That was a good episode. Yeah, Sasuke still is still stuck, dude. He's still stuck. Bonds is an interesting way of describing it. I would say it's more like chains, almost like chains, which is ironic. I'm looking at the outro picture with chains around all of Naruto here. Oh, we got the Kito.
俺には別のつながりがある。兄との憎しみっていうつながりがな。いくつものつながりは己を惑わせ、最も強い願い、大切な思いを弱くする。
いい加減に目覚めたかよこれサスケ。
せんだよ、親も兄弟もいねえてめえに俺の何が分かるってんだよ。初めから一人きりだったてめえに俺の何が分かるってんだ。ああ、つながりがあるからこそ苦しいんだ。それを失うことがどんなもんかお前なんか。
それならなんで
だナルト、なんでそこまでして俺なんかに。
俺にとっちゃやっとできたつながりなんだ。だから俺はお前を止めるんだってばよ。なんであの時。
俺は後には戻れない。だったらそのつながりを俺は断ち切るまでだ。
なんであの時俺を殺さなかった。それで断ち切ったつもりかよサスケ。
Damn, getting goosebumps right now.
簡単な理由だ。お前とのつながりを断ち切れなかったんじゃない。
お前も俺と同じ万華鏡車輪ガンを開眼しうるものだ。ただしそれには条件がある。最も親しい友を殺すことだ。
そんなあいつに聞かされたやり方に従って力を手にするのが尺だっただけだ。
Nah, it's more complicated than that. He realized that after he let Naruto live.
する必要はない。
Yeah, I don't believe that.
お前に言えることはあの時千鳥螺旋丸。
Man, lots of good imagery here. It's funny just seeing this again and how many, like, I mean, I watched this episode multiple times and just getting flashbacks. You still just realize a lot of small things.
ナルト、俺はあの時お前の命は俺の気まぐれで助かっただけだということだ。
Sure didn't seem like that based off the flashbacks. So cool.
早い。
いつの間に。
そういやお前にはおかげになるっていう夢があるんじゃなかったか。俺を追い回す暇があったら修行でもしてりゃよかったのになあナルト。
I love this response.
だから今度は俺の気まぐれでお前は命を落とすんだぜ。
仲間一人救えねえやつがおかげになんてなれるかよ。
Yeah, dude, that's so good, man. I love that line.
そうだろサスケ。
See how dead he is in our eyes, man. Okay, Sai.
その防ぎ方正解だったな。
よし。
千鳥流し。
Ooh, it's like an area of effects kind of thing. That's cool. Uh-oh. I don't like that.
全身から千鳥を。ごめんナルト、少し待たせることになっちゃうけど今度はきっと足手まといにはならないから。サスケくんは私の力で止める。
こいつやばいな。
Yeah, for real. Oh shit.
ヤマト隊長。
その防ぎ方失敗だったな。俺の草薙の剣は少し特別でな。
A goddamn snake sword, of course. Dude, he's crazy strong.
これは兄千鳥を流しているのか。そうか、それで切れ味を極端に上げた上に。
Sakura, this would be a good moment to maybe punch him.
面白いことになっているようだ。
God, this son of a bitch. Uh-oh. The nail's already coming out. Oh, god damn.
チャンスだぞ、ナルトよ。わしとお前の力を見せつけてやれ。
Love the word choice they use there.
何を躊躇している。わしの力が必要なのだろう。さあ、
Voice acting is incredible.
誰を殺したい。
てめえは出てくんな。
何を怖がる。
うるせえ。俺にはもうお前の力なんか必要ね
今までことあるごとに力を貸せと抜かしたのはどこのどいつだ。分かっているはずだぞ。お前は
Damn, making him
何もで
dependent on him versus his own power.
完全に解け。そうすればお前に全ての力を託してやる。
うせろ。
お前は
How did he? I still don't know how he got in here.
ウチハのものか。よくここまで成長したものだ。
Yeah, he remembers him.
どうしてお前が。
今なら見える。これがお前の未知の力だったか。まさかお前の中にこんなものがいたとはな。
ナルトの中のわしが見えるまでになるとはな。
So he's not technically in here. He's just kind of seeing him.
呪われた一族の力というわけか。
Cursed clan.
シャリンガンを見るのは初めてではないらしいな。ならお前がキュービの陽子か。
その動力とわし以上にまがまがしい
Insane, bro.
のウチハマダラと同じだな。
Madara. It's crazy making the comparison of their chakra. More ominous. That's
まさ
something.
かわしの力を抑え込むまでとはな。最後になるかもしれんが、一つ言っておく。ナルトは殺すな。後悔することに。
That is extremely interesting. Ooh, nice move.
北端木上壁。
Gonna need something a bit harder than wood to keep Sasuke contained. Damn, I love this soundtrack, dude. All right. Now we get one more.
なんでなんでわからねえんだ。 もうじきお前の体はオロチマルに取られちまうんだぞ。
Sure, he knows that.
そうなったらそうなっただ。
But doesn't care, dude. Jesus
子
Christ.
供のままだな。ナルト、俺にとっては復讐が全てだ。復讐さえ叶えば俺がどうなろうがこの世がどうなろうが知ったことじゃない。
Yep.
はっきり
Self-sacrificing, that's revenge, alright.
今の俺でもオロチマルでも倒せない。だがオロチマルに俺の体を差し出すことでそれを成し得る力を手にできるならこんな命いくらでもくれてやる。
Damn, so he's literally gonna, like, trust Orochimaru to use his body to get revenge. That's kind of crazy, man. I would not trust Orochimaru to do that at all. Oh, Sasuke, you sweet summer child. I close my eyes this time. Ah.
話は終わりだ。ナルトとサクラ、君たちの手前、彼に手荒な真似はしたくなかったが、悪いが、もう本気でやるよ。
You see Yamato's true power here?
オロチマル同様、里抜けしたものを野放しにしとくわけにもいかないしね。どんな手を使ってでも彼を木の葉に連行する。
木の葉か。お前たちはもういい。終わりだ。
オロチマル、
その術はやめておきなさい、サスケ君。
話せ。
こらこら、オロチマル様に向かってまたそんな口の利き方を。
Man, it's so interesting just how, like, the dynamic of all this right now. It's crazy.
やめる理由はない。
今の暁の動きを君も知ってるよね。この木の葉の人たちには暁を始末しておいてもらいたいんだよ。一人でも多くね。他の暁に邪魔されると君の復讐もうまくいかなくなるだろう。復讐の可能性を 1% でも上げるためだよ。そうだろう。
Yeah, it's fair. Kabuto being based. Unfortunately, we will not get to see whatever this crazy jutsu was. I bet it's insane. God, he's so cool with the sword. So quiet. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I might need to go back and watch a bit more closely, but it almost looked like he was like, you can see the pain in his eyes almost. Man, if Orochimaru wanted them all dead, they'd be so wrecked by now. They couldn't even handle Sasuke 1v4.
止められなかった。これは弱え。
Even after those years of training, Sasuke's been getting trained too.
泣いたって泣いたって、サスケくんは帰ってこないでしょ。私もいる。私だって一緒に強くなる。
Yeah, at least he's got Sakura to support his pain with all this.
時間あと半年近くはあるんだよね。2人より3人の方がいいに決まった。それに僕は結構強いからね。
Just focus on what you can do, man. Not the mistakes or your weakness.
さて、これからだな。
Sure feels like that. You know, there was a big part of me when I saw this first episode that I was really thinking that they would bring Sasuke home at this point, but I also thought it was gonna be like way in the future, so I think it makes a lot of sense that they weren't able to. Like if they brought Sasuke back this early in the show, I feel like it would change that dynamic quite a bit.
そうか。
なんですって、ナルトたちがサスケと。しかしあいつらの本来の任務は。
そう、あやつらの任務はサソリがオロチマルの元に送り。
This feels like so freaking long ago at this point, like just whole different mission.
サスケの情報を得るためにもな。だがサソリのスパイ薬師カブトは オロチマルによってすでにサソリの術を解かれておった。そしてオロチマルはこの機にサソリを亡き者にしようとしていたらしい。本物のサソリがすでに死んでいることを知らずにの、オロチマルと接触したナルトは感情を抑えきれなくなり暴走。ナルトはついに4本目の尾まで出し暴れまくった。差し物オロチマルも九尾状態のナルトとやり合って限界を迎えたのじゃろう。ヤマトがナルトを抑え込む間に姿を消そうとしたようだ。しかしヤマトの分身が密かに追跡。ついにオロチマルのアジトを突き止め内部に侵入。そこでサスケと遭遇し戦闘になったらしい。
それでどうなったんです？
サスケは相当力をつけとったらしい。ナルトはまるで歯が立たんかったそうだ。
Damn.
そうですか。
That's so sad, yeah. Like,
ナルトはキュービ化のダメージで十分に力を出せんかったよ。
yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
いえ、それほど落ち込んでるわけじゃないですよ。現時点では。サスケ
Yeah, it just kind of sucks that Naruto, like, was so much closer in power to him last time they fought.
サスケとの差を自覚したことで、これからの修行にも気合が入る。
Yeah.
でしょ。
だの。
ま、今回は無事に帰ってきただけでよしとしましょう。
ナルトが無事に帰ってきたのは幸運じゃったな。
しかし任務には不測の事態がつきものとはいえ、まさかオロチマルとやり合うことになるとは。こういうことがあるからナルトは里に留めておいた方が良いのに。
あの頑固者が簡単に意見を
Yeah, no shit.
え、俺たちは諦めねえ。ではお前たちもう言い渡す。追って連絡があるまで自宅待機。
What's the next mission gonna be? Looking a little bit more like a real trio now, too.
しようか。
あんたたった今綱手様に言われたこと忘れたの？私たちカカシ班は次の任務が決まるまで自宅待機でしょ。デートしたいなら一人ですれば。
一人じゃ。
Take yourself on a date.
ところでサイの動きは。
綱手様が心配されていた通り、団蔵から特別任務を与えられていました。
特別任務？
やはり
サイは団蔵の指示で暗部として任務をこなしつつ、この葉に対する危険人物の諜報活動および処理に当たっていたようです。サイが今回僕たちカカシ班に合流した目的は、この葉が最も注意すべき人物オロチマル、そのオロチマルの新たなる肉体サスケを葬ることだった。
食えない男だと思っていたが。
Crafty son of a bitch.
ハロセンの主導者だけあって強引だが、この葉を思う気持ちは一つと。
Yeah, at least like it's like not as ill-intentioned.
とおっしゃっているのですか？
そうだ。
では結論はこれをご覧になってからにしてもらえますか？
これは
団蔵がオロチマルとの接触を円滑に進め。
Oh yeah, but he did give a ton of information.
オロチマルへの手土産です。
これは幹部の構成員リスト。くそ、団蔵のやつ。極秘ファイルの中からリストをどうやって手に入れた？
綱手様。
静ね、極秘ファイル倉庫への警備の強化およびファイルの解読暗号の変更を急げ。はい、今すぐだ。
Even scarier than Yamato.
たぬきじじい、どこまで行っても食えないやつだ。オロチマル、暁と里の外が騒がしいって時に里内部のゴタゴタまで考えなきゃならんと。それでは先ほどの際の申し入れ、慎重に考えざるを得んな。
それでしたら。
Oh man.
特別任務をしくじるとはお前らしくないな。
一つお願いがございます。
願い？
はい、この名のまましばらくカカシ班に身を置かせてはいただけないでしょうか。
この笑い顔は。その話なら綱手からも受けている。しかし分かっているなさ。感情は憎しみを作り出す。そして憎しみは戦いを作り出すものだ。
兄との憎しみっていうつながりだな。
It's a little bit of a generalization.
そうかもしれませんね。でも
あいつは
Yeah, there's two sides to it.
認めてくれた一人だ。サスケは俺の友達だ。やっとできた 大切なつながりだ。
Well, I hope Sai's on his path to build a few more bonds in his life.
お前、仲間って言葉知ってっか？
もちろん知ってますが、それが何か。
Is this about to be the name of his painting? The first one he names?
次の任務の打ち合わせだってばよ。早くしろってばよ。
ああ、今行くよ。
Nice, man. Oh, goosebumps, goosebumps. That's definitely the silver lining of this arc is seeing Sai actually kind of, I don't want to say transcend, but you know, he's obviously, I think, grappling with it a bit still, but to see the light through his darkness a bit towards Naruto and establishing bonds. I love the way that ended with the painting having a name. Really beautiful. Good stuff, y'all. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and talk about these episodes. It's been a few days, so I had a little bit of time to reflect on these episodes. Watched it again with the girlfriend, of course. Very interesting, y'all. Very heavy themes on bonds, especially, and emotions. You know, nothing that we haven't heard or seen in the narrative that the author has kind of been pushing forth throughout Naruto, especially around Naruto and Sasuke's characters. But we see this come out so much more in this arc with Sai and kind of his role in being a tool and being so emotionless and kind of seeing what bonds can do for somebody to, you know, I guess change their perspective of life and bring them closer to what's important to them. And then we see the flip of it as well, where bonds, and it depends on the type of bond, can also, you know, really cause you to self-sacrifice, be self-consumed by, you know, an attachment. I don't want to call it a bond. I would say it's like an attachment to a certain emotion of hatred for Sasuke that keeps him attached to the desire of revenge. Very interesting. I love the whole dialogue between Sasuke and all them. They're talking a lot about bonds and, you know, how, you know, Sai really stood up for Naruto and them after getting so much from Naruto, talking about his bond with Sasuke and, you know, how that helped him unlock his memories, and, you know, kind of going back and forth around, you know, wanting to protect that bond, but then Sasuke kind of, you know, flat out saying that he purposefully got rid of those bonds. You know, I guess he's under the opinion that those bonds, you know, having more than one bond, and especially bonds that are different than, I guess, the one that you care about, or that you desire the most, the outcome you desire the most, it distracts you from that bond that's really going to bring you close to your desire. And obviously Sasuke's desire is revenge on Itachi for what he's done. So it's really interesting seeing all this, and it obviously going to be a very focal point of, I think, well, the continuation of Sasuke's arc, of course, but it seems like in the show in general, there's just so much to you know, focus on what's important in the connections that we have with people. Because, you know, with someone like Sasuke, if he could let go of that bond of hatred that he has, he could really enjoy the real bond, or not, I want to say real bonds, but I guess the healthier bonds that he has with his comrades, with his friends, the people who, you know, like Naruto also acknowledges Sasuke. But I think, you know, what Sasuke feels like he needs and wants and to be acknowledged is that revenge. That's his heaviest desire. And even so much so that he knows that Orochimaru is using him for his own selfish wants and desires to have a stronger body. But Sasuke is so attached to this bond that he doesn't care about what happens to him. The only outcome, he's only cares about the outcome to fulfill revenge. And if that means that Orochimaru and him can be stronger together by self-sacrificing his body, he literally says, "I don't care what happens to me," then he'll do it. He'll do by any means, which is really sad. And honestly, you can really see it in his eyes in these episodes. You can see how dead they are. I really think that Sasuke's eyes have been very interesting in the past few episodes. They've done a good job of showing so much of what he feels through just his eyes rather than just what he's saying. And I think there is an element of Sasuke being disconnected from the reasons he's done what he's done. Like, for example, Naruto asked him why he didn't kill him back then. If he wanted to really sever these bonds, you think he'd just sever these bonds? And he says it was just because out of his passing whim to not want to go down what Itachi wanted to do for him to get power. And although I think that's an element of truth, I think it's also a lie that he can't fully sever that bond. That bond is so strong that even the bond that is closest to his desire is not enough for him to really cut it fully. I love the flip of it too at the very end where we see Danzo and Sai talking, and Danzo can see that Sai has gone a bit closer to his emotions. He sees Sai's smile and he can tell that it's not a fake smile, it's like more of a genuine one. And he kind of warns Sai about how that emotion leads to hatred and hatred leads to battles, right? And obviously Sai thinks of Sasuke, and he's like, yeah, that's true. Sasuke is full of hate and obviously prone to violence more than others, I would say. But then he also thinks about Naruto, and he's like, but there's a flip side of it too, right? It's not just the negative emotions that you feel from emotions. There's also those positive ones that connect you to others and make you stronger and provide for people, and they're more pure, I guess you could say. And I don't even want to say hatred is not pure. I think all emotions are there for a reason, but if you kind of lean into one more than the other or give one more space than the other, it goes both ways. Going fully into hatred for your desires or going fully into being understanding or too compassionate. You can be self-sacrificing. So there's balance to it, like all things. So I don't know. It's very interesting. I love the whole theme of this going on throughout. Even this is all from OG Naruto too, of the emotionless tools that shinobi are taught to be around, kind of making them weapons or tools, and then maybe a lot of that rationale is around being able to control them to a degree, but also because of these viewpoints of how hatred or negative or anger, what people would call negative emotions, how those lead to bad things, you could say, right? So I have a feeling this will be explored a lot deeper as we go, and I love the how it's all coming out through Sasuke and Naruto's relationship, and I love too that it didn't just wrap up here. I think it would have been way too early in the show for that to happen. I said it during the reaction, I think a few times throughout starting Shippuden, that I really thought this reunion we were getting was going to be way in the future, but it happened quick, so it makes so much sense that that it wouldn't happen at this point. But obviously there's more to come with this plot line here. Let's talk a little bit about kind of the difference in skill, because when we saw this flash forward in the first episode of Shippuden, they don't really get to see the power difference between Sasuke and Naruto. And even though Naruto was exhausted at this point, I think they're kind of implying even if he was at full strength that Sasuke would be that much stronger than him. We see the Chidori stream, extremely useful, very cool. Even when people defend well, like Sai did, and grab his arm instead of trying to block the sword, he can use Chidori's stream, and I guess anything in contact him gets like electrocuted. Really cool. And then the snake sword, of course, that can't be blocked, and we see what that does to Yamato. We see Sasuke literally be able to see through Naruto to see the Nine Tail. Absolutely love that scene. That scene was really, really well done. But yeah, you really see the difference in their power. And I do love the scene too where Jiraiya and Kakashi are talking about this. It's a lot of recap, but ultimately the outcome of their conversation is that it's not a bad thing that this happened, because it's only going to motivate Naruto more after he sees this difference in their power. And I love the symbolism they use there, where it pans to a flower and one of them is blossomed and the other one is still kind of budding. And I think the budding one's supposed to be Naruto, and the blossomed one is Sasuke, with all the training that he's done and being so focused on his desire. Obviously, he's grown up. He's always had so much potential too. He's a fast learner. He's extremely talented. So, but yeah, I love that little moment of symbolism. They do a good job of that in Naruto in general, with different like birds flying and animals. There's always one with someone getting caught in the spider web kind of thing. But I like this one especially for Sasuke and Naruto. I thought it was really well done. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the Nine Tails scene, because I thought that one was extremely interesting, and it's part of the how ambiguous all of this is, how Sasuke feels, what he's saying and doing versus some of these smaller moments. He sees the Nine Tail, and one, I want to say up front, I love the Nine Tails voice acting in this scene. I thought it was incredible, extremely well done. And yeah, so kind of getting back to Sasuke though, is like, he sees the Nine Tail and he suppresses his power. We got all the other stuff about, them kind of recognizing each other and the Nine Tails' perception of the Uchiha. We got that in the first episode of Shippuden, but I really thought it was interesting that he suppressed its power, right? Did he do that practically to make sure that, he wouldn't have to face Naruto in like the four-tail form? Or, is there a different motivation for it? Naruto's struggling to, at this moment right before this, he's telling the Nine Tail he doesn't want his power, and the Nine Tail's kind of like isolating him and seducing him, be like, you're nothing without this power. And that's almost like part of this theme with Naruto too, is, talking about power, and like, Sasuke is doing everything he can to get power to achieve his desire. And Naruto also could use a lot more power to achieve his desire of saving his friend. But it does matter the way you do it. I think most people who are power hungry lots of times have it for what they would believe is good for them. But you can become greedy with that power, and then you become reliant on it, and you don't really believe in your own, or you don't have like a healthy balance with it all. So I thought that was all interesting, but even more so after he suppresses the Nine Tails power, I'm assuming like just like his chakra or whatever. I don't know how he does that, but the Nine Tails, warns Sasuke, he's like, don't kill Naruto, you'll regret it. And that makes me very curious about what Sasuke's intentions are with suppressing the Nine Tail, and also what that really means if Sasuke killed Naruto, right? Like, because I've always thought if Naruto died, it's one of two things. It's either that the Nine Tail dies with him, like it's like, hey, it's a done deal, or the seal is just broken and the Nine Tail could get out. Like, the Nine Tail doesn't have to have Naruto to survive. It could go out into its own normal spiritual form. So I'm curious about where that threat's coming from. Part of me wants to believe that Sasuke did this to protect Naruto, because he could see Naruto in pain as the Nine Tails kind of coming out, and he suppresses it. But I would say it's probably more complicated than that. But I'm very interested on, why the Nine Tail himself is like advocating for Naruto a little bit. I can't wait to find out like more details on all of that. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and do the character ratings. Honestly, really hard to do these ones for these episodes. I think a lot of it is centered around Sasuke and Sai, and I wasn't sure who to give what, but for MVP, I'm going to give it to Sasuke. I love just seeing the power of where he's coming. He was just leaking aura all over the place, man. He was so cool. So it was just fun to see him again. I said this in the first episode, but I just love the sword. I just think it's badass. Like when he's sheathing it, just so cool. And honestly, like easily the most powerful. Like he kind of just handled them pretty easy. And obviously the fight kind of got cut short. He was about to use a big chakra ability, and Yamato was about to unleash his full force. But I don't know, like he kind of handled them 1v4 in that moment. Like, you wouldn't expect someone like Naruto to be able to do the same if the positions were flopped, unless he just unleashed a nine tail, I guess. But, if it was his own power, he would be pretty helpless against all them, I think. So yeah, really cool to see him back in the mix and seeing the power. For the best moment, I'm gonna give that to Sai. I love the flip again, and kind of the misdirection that the authors had with him a lot. He's been a very deep character, and especially when there was multiple good moments for him. I mean, when he says that he wants to bring Sasuke back to the Leaf Village to maintain that bond, and kind of expressing that later on when they're all together too. Love that moment. But ultimately, I think the best moment is the very end of this arc, where he's about to paint another picture and he's looking at Comrade on that scroll he wrote when him and Naruto were butting heads, and it's the first painting that he is able to actually put a title to, and it's Comrade. And I love that so much. I think that serves as such an important thing for Sai's character, and really shows how Naruto's bond with Sasuke and Sakura's bond with Sasuke has helped Sai uncover his lost emotions and the bond that he had at one point. And I think there's a lot more to come with Sai too. Like I think there's a lot more memories we're going to get unlocked from him. I think he even said that himself at some point. So really loved that moment. I thought it was a really great end to this arc. I like how they transitioned to him like jumping out, and that becomes the picture too, or the painting. Really, really well done. Very heartwarming for sure. Good payoff. And I think for these episodes, no funniest moment, or not even Sacco. Like I don't think I can really give it to anybody in these episodes. But let's go ahead and this is the end of the arc, so let's go ahead and do our best character, or I don't know. Should we do best character or my favorite character? I feel like it has to just be like my favorite character. I mean, it has to be subjective, my favorite character. This is also hard too, because I think if I was just going off the coolest character, or the one I enjoyed the most consistently, it'd probably be Yamato, right? Like seeing so much of the wood style jutsu and a different kind of leadership style from him than Kakashi. I loved Yamato in this arc too. But honestly, I gotta say, I really like the deep and flawed characters a lot, like Sai. I like a character that I have to struggle to kind of understand to a degree, because it reflects real life so much more, like those people that you naturally don't understand, and they piss you off, or they just are very different than you. In real life, it's often really interesting to try to understand them, and the times where you actually are able to kind of meet in the middle with people, and build a connection, a bond, or a relationship with someone that is different than you. I feel like a lot of times that's so rewarding, and I feel like that helps you believe in humanity so much more. And I think Sai is a really good character like that, and I think flawed characters in general are really important in stories, because it does relate to real life a lot. There's not a lot of people like Naruto out there, for example, right? Like he's kind of more of the fantasy character where we all wish we could like grind like them, or like someone like Rock Lee, where you just can try to stay as motivated as you can and focus on what's important and all these things. They're good values to try to internalize, but a lot of times I respect the characters who you're like, I hate this person, and then through those characters with those great values, you see them grow. It reminds me a little bit of in not a very different way, but also like Tsunade from OG Naruto with the Search for Tsunade arc, and she was such a broken character, and Naruto also reminded her of somebody and helped kind of rekindle her real authentic self a lot more, and I think Sai's on that same path. So I loved kind of the growth we got to see, and I'm looking forward to more as well. So we'll see what they do with Sai, but it seems like he's going to be in the mix moving forward, which I'm happy about because I think they laid a good foundation for him. But yeah, I think that'll do it for these episodes, and second arc already in the wraps here. I know that there are some filler coming up soon, so I'll have to check on that, but I'm not sure if that's right after this or if there's some in between. But either way, we'll get into the next arc starting, probably this upcoming week whenever y'all are watching this. So but yeah, first and second arc, I'd say the second arc was probably weaker than the first to me, but still really enjoyed it though. It was like a lot of y'all were saying, a little bit slower pace, and probably because of Sai's character, but I think that ultimately that's still an important thing. Sometimes it's good to slow down to flesh out characters in a story and make it a little bit richer in the characters' relationships and whatnot. So but yeah, appreciate y'all being here to watch with me. Hope you all have a really good rest of your day and a good week, and I will catch you next time. Peace.